The UFC has a huge commentary problem, and that's what a lot of UFC fans are saying, because I actually completely disagree with it. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels. Let's talk about UFC commentary for a minute. So, guys, this is nothing new, okay? UFC fans, and it seems to be getting a little bit worse. Tell me if I'm wrong, please. I'd love to hear your opinion down below after you hear my take on this whole situation. The fan reception to the UFC commentators seem to be getting worse and worse. Primarily, Joe Rogan, Daniel Cormier, Michael Bisping, because they have, long story short, biased commentary, especially Michael Bisping and Daniel Cormier. And Joe Rogan is, I hate to say it, but he is getting more and more of he's becoming more of a casual as the years go on. He's not watching these prelim fighters. He clearly doesn't know anything about them. He repeats the same lines over and over. We have to hear about the effectiveness of the calf kick and who the first person to ever do it was. You've seen these points talked about many, many times on probably different YouTube videos, TikTok videos, whatever you guys watch your UFC content on. People have been complaining about the UFC commentary for a very long time. And to be honest with you guys, I always disagreed with it. I always really liked the UFC commentators. First of all, if you want to talk about those three, I'm a big fan of Michael Bisping, Daniel Cormier, and Joe Rogan. I like all three of them. Are they biased? Yeah, but to be honest with you, I don't really care. I don't have anything to necessarily debunk their opinions. Yeah, they're biased a lot of times. You could tell a lot of times which commentator wants a fighter to win. And I don't mind that Joe Rogan repeats himself nowadays. I find it fun that, especially Michael Bisping, okay? That one is the biggest thing because I find Michael Bisping hilarious. And he might be the worst hated commentator out there. It's where the only thing that comes to mind off the top of my head right now is Michael Bisping talking in the UFC Apex, and then he was like, "Oh, we'll watch your head, Dustin." I find that funny, and then Dustin acknowledges it, but that's a little bit of a extreme example, you know? There's a lot of times where Michael Bisping just comes back and makes me laugh. A lot of people also really don't like Dominick Cruz because he's always he always relates these stoppages to the fighter or the ref not giving the fighter the opportunity to defend himself when a big situation happens. Dominick Cruz, because of course he got stopped by Henry Cejudo after eating a billion shots. He's like, wow, good on that ref. Good on that ref for allowing that warrior to prove himself in the octagon. You know what I mean? I don't see these as really big problems, you know? All these commentators are different, they're charismatic, and honestly, guys, they know what they're talking about. I love when Daniel Cormier starts talking about the wrestling. I love when Michael Bisping, he has a great knowledge of MMA, but I love how much Michael Bisping just entertains me. He's one of my favorite commentators. I will say, though, that Paul Felder is my favorite commentator. I like him. He's very professional. He knows his stuff. And he has just the right amount of charisma to him. You know what I mean? But am I the only one, guys? And I honestly feel like I am. Am I the only one who just thinks this hate for all the UFC commentators are so over-exaggerated? I see YouTubers all the time that I watch that are I literally take my headset off. I literally mute the TV to not listen to these UFC commentators. Anybody else could do it. I could take my golden retriever and put him on the mic and he'd do a better job than Joe Rogan. Are you serious right now? The commentary isn't that bad. Yeah, Joe Rogan repeats himself a little bit, but who cares? I like Joe Rogan. I like listening to Joe Rogan. He's been a staple for the UFC this whole time, and and why does everybody just dog on them for the reactions when a big knockout happens? And this happens, it's not it's their fault, where they go, whoa, whoa, and they start looking at each other. Do you not do that when you're watching MMA with people? Do you just sit there? Oh my goodness, Dustin Poirier just got knocked out by Justin Gaethje, a head kick KO. No, you go crazy, man. That's part of the experience. These commentators are right there. They're part of the experience. They're in the environment with all of the UFC fans. And it's not their fault that the reactions are getting spread apart. It's the UFC putting a camera there. It's the UFC putting it out there. And a lot of people probably like it, to be honest with you. The people who aren't complaining probably enjoy seeing the commentators' reactions. I refuse to believe, and this is so many people talk about this. I refuse to believe that Joe Rogan just does commentary so he can get a viral moment of him grabbing the other two commentators and going, Joe Rogan can do anything he wants, say anything that he wants. He's had his fair share of media attention. He does not need to go viral. So this whole thing about Joe Rogan sitting down just to get these reactions is ridiculous to me. My point, guys, my point is everybody is over-exaggerating the UFC commentary problem. Like I said, yeah, are some of them biased? Yeah. Do I care? No. They do their job. They commentate the fights. They talk about the fights. And to be honest with you, every single one of them are diverse enough where I enjoy their commentary. Like I said, Michael, all of them have a great knowledge of MMA, but I love Dominick Cruz's specific insight. I love how much Michael Bisping commentates on the fights with knowledge and at the same time makes me laugh. I love Paul Felder and John Anik who sit there and just actually give me like amazing facts about the fight and is well professional. Like, I love Daniel Cormier for his wrestling. I love all of them. And I understand that's not all of them, of course. I could deep dive into all of them, but the main topic has been Cruz, Bisping, Cormier, Rogan. You know what I mean? That's why I keep talking about them, and I keep fitting Felder in there because it's my favorite. But like, I just don't get it, man. I don't get what the big deal is. I feel like it's just another one of these things that MMA fans are just like complaining about just to complain, you know? Like the commentary, the one, I know I mentioned this already, but it just gets me every single time when I hear someone go, I actually mute my TV. Like, you listen to the TV. Like, you really do. And then they go, I literally have to do it. No, you don't. And you don't do it. I refuse to believe that you do it. So I think I'm going to start repeating myself, guys, if I continue talking. So this is where I'll leave it up to you. I want to know what you think. Do you disagree with me? Because I'm ready for people to hate me, to be honest. I'm ready for people to just go, you're an idiot for thinking this. Because so many people seem to hate the commentary online. I see posts and YouTube videos about it all the time. But I love literally every one of them. No matter who's sitting there, I'm entertained. I have never looked at a UFC commentator and like just thought negatively on it. I enjoy every single one of their commentary, and I'd love to know what you guys think about it down below. Thank you so much for watching this video, everybody. If you'd like to continue watching the Clenbat channel, after you comment, by the way, there'll be 2 videos on screen for you to check out right now. Check them out. I think they are pretty great. I will see you either there or in the next video, guys. Take care.